Welcome. Welcome to Mental Health Monday. We're talking about mental health for finger partial hand amputees. And I've heard it for years now. You know, it's just a couple of fingers. No big deal. Just get on with life. It's a bigger deal than you realize. I hear that from everyone that has 2 hands, 10 fingers. Then I talk to the individuals that, through whatever it be, are missing parts of fingers, all of their fingers, whatever it be, and they struggle. We struggle. It's a challenge. I don't think congenitals struggle as much, but they do struggle. But us that have gone through a challenge, whatever that challenge be, medically, traumatic accident, and the loss of any part of your body is traumatic. Don't minimize that. Just like the loss of a spouse, a child, we need to have more empathy. But let's get back to, why do us finger partial hands struggle so much? Let's look at an individual that their amputation or limb difference loss is from the wrist and above. They don't have a hand. Their choices in life, for the most part, are to block, hold something down, or support something. And if you follow my buddy, good friend, Mike Boland, the congenital amputee, that guy is amazing. He takes and balances stuff on his hand, but he's been doing it for 60 years. Sorry, Mike, letting it out. You're old, just like me. But, he doesn't know what it's like to have fingers. And I've coined the phrase, most used, least recognized. Your fingers are the most used limb on your body, depending upon what you do in life. You could use them thousands of times a day. Do you work in the office at a computer or something and you are typing? How many times a day are you using your fingers? Again, manual labor. You're building a house or something, construction, you're using fingers to do screws, nails, hammers, all of that stuff. But why is it that we struggle? The big reason is we do so much in our life subconsciously. How many times you start getting in a habit of doing stuff and you are sitting at a desk with drawers and stuff, and you just pull the drawer out, you know exactly where that item is, you reach in, you grab it. How many times have you driven someplace and got there and you can't remember driving there? You did it subconsciously. You were doing it and stuff, but a frequent place, going to the store, going to work each day, you take the same route, you just remember everything. And as I've traveled and spoke, one of the best analogies that I have come up with is swimming. If you're in a pool, ocean, whatever, lake, swimming, as you take the stroke, whatever stroke you're doing, you know, as you reach and pull and put your hand in and start pulling back, subconsciously, you feel that water. You feel that water wrapping around your fingers, flowing past your fingers. You feel the resistance, the drag as you're pulling your arm back of that water. And you just don't realize it. Well, this is where the struggle starts beginning. In my life, I take that stroke, I reach in, I pull, I feel the water, the resistance and everything, and then I take and reach in and do the same with the other hand, and I don't have those fingers there. The resistance is different. It's not wrapping around my fingers, whether I'm wearing a prosthesis or not. And I pull back, and all of a sudden my mind goes, this is different. This is weird. And it's trying to sort through that. And then the very next stroke, it's back to normal. And then weird. And then normal. So all day long, I am bouncing back and forth from normal to weird. That is so mentally taxing on us. And yeah, that analogy is swimming. But that's the best, most visual analogy that I can give you. But that's every day, all day long, every task that we do. It's just like working at a computer with a keyboard and stuff. Yeah, with my prosthesis, I have 10 digits, but reality, I can't feel these fingers and stuff. So if I'm typing or something, I do the majority of stuff with my left hand, and I touch typed before my accident. One of my good friends, Rex, is both partial hand, couple of digits, partially amputated, and a leg amputee. He makes his living graphic arts. He's missing part of 2 fingers and is a leg amputee. He says the bigger struggle for him is those 2 partial fingers, because he makes his living drawing and typing. And it is so different. One is normal, one is weird. And it's so funny, over the years, people with 10 fingers, and the mind's a funny thing, say, oh, it's not that big a deal. It's really funny because I've had discussions with people from coworkers to doctors, health providers, safety at the company that I worked at, and they'll sit there and I'll describe this stuff to them and they go, yeah, but you just got to get past it. It's not that big of a deal. And it's funny because recently I am rolling out the Walk in My Shoes challenge. And I challenge everybody with 10 fingers to do this challenge. Take and tape up 3 fingers on your dominant hand and go about your day and see what it's like. The funny thing, on average, people that I've had this discussion with that have done it, on average, I will say that at best it's 30 minutes, and they're taking the tape off, saying, yeah, sucks. This is too big of a challenge. Which, yeah, that's your life. You can take that tape off. You can go back to your normal life. As amputees, we can't take that tape off. We can't go back to our normal lives. It will never be the same for us. So I challenge you to go longer than 30 minutes. And you might say, well, I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, I am whatever it be. So am I. I am whatever it be. Again, I can't take the tape off and go back to a normal life. This is my normal for the rest of my life. If you're a surgeon and such, I don't want you to do surgery. I don't want to put anyone's life as a challenge. But if you're sitting there just doing your rounds, suck up, buttercup. There's no reason why you can't do it. And see what it feels like. That's what you tell us every day as amputees. You just got to go and do it. So take a day and just go and do it. The biggest thing that I've learned on this journey of amputation is we don't know what we don't know. And until you are living that, you're on the outside looking in, it's only an assumption. It's whatever you think it is. But when you're on the inside, looking out, living it, that's when it's real. So, thank you for being here for Mental Health Monday. And again, if you have 10 fingers, take up my challenge. Let me know how it worked for you. I'd love to hear everyone's comments. Good, bad, indifferent, you know. I'm open. I want discussions. I want to help myself and all my friends in this amputee world. You know, it's time for these discussions. What works? What doesn't work? So many times I'll save this one for later. But thank you. Reach out. Tell me your comments. And I love you all.